generation, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. Don't panic surround me, I'm corrupted. Flow cold and it's rugged, bumping. What is up?
All right. Brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw is Mariota. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Mariota. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Let him know, let him know.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the first quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves, and
he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. No problem there on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Get ready. Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. It's complete to Grant. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Right there.
Mariota again. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, ball may come your way.
Throwing is Mariota. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mariota, he almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Again, it's Mariota. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Here we go, G. Watch the eyes.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michelle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Check safety, check safety.
Protein spill.
They'll run on 1st down. Michelle, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Situation, let's go.
Following the interception here, Mariota. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let's go. 10-2 stop. Here we go. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down. Alert. 5. 24's the mic. Defense wins championship.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. From the gun, they run with Michelle. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And there we sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. That's Terry. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Throwing on 1st down. Lawrence to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory. But this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34 for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Throwing, Mariota. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Pats at the line ready to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly.
And all the way in. Touchdown. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down. That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 45. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, he'd to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Flush to, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Eric Armstead able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. 10. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Mariota now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
This will be taken at the 10. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, Norm.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 45. I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down.
Blue draw Corker. 5.
Keeping it on the ground on first, Michelle. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Hey, Charlie. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Hey, Mike. Big grip.
Back to throw. Lawrence escaping the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is right there. It's good. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake. But how about the other side, learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? That'll be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense as a scouting report?
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down at the 10. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. They give it and it takes it away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. That good for 22 and a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Michel. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 2nd and 3. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Terry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 at a New England first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jake Ryan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They'll run out of the gun with Michel, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
60 outlaw.
Back to throw. Lawrence. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. This quarterback now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Lawrence. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up!
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out.
And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 26. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Looking to throw. Lawrence. It's complete to Hopkins. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. From the 25 on 2nd down, Mariota, Chidobe there to make the play in coverage.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. To throw Mariota. And my goodness, another interception. Chidobe with a pick. And a great return here gets us one all the way down to the 26-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
These were the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good.
First down.
Let's go now. 30 base.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter with the score.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Dolphins nothing.
Push him back. Push him back.
Now Michelle. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Sony Michel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Pats take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Mariota over the middle, complete. That's Jacobs. Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Mariota now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. To throw is Mariota. Throwing right, and that's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Mariota. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 19.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 17-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Mariota. And he finds Parker here, complete. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. The kick by Tavecchio is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Let's go!
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with Michel. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Let's go. 50, plant. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Check. Snap.
They'll run it. This is Michel. There he goes inside the 30. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 11.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A big offensive